Hey guys, Furum here, and today I'm going to be showing you everything new in the American Season update to Asphalt 9. First of all, we have this new Stars and Stripes career season, as well as a new track, New York, which was a track in Asphalt 7, I believe. It has more than 10 new variants, and they are in the career season. I will also be showing you the max stats of the new cars in the update in this video, and we have a new multiplayer interface, as well as a new reward system, which I will show you a bit later in the video as well. And last but not least, we've got emojis, of all things. I can't imagine people really using these, but let's get on to the cars. First of all, we have the Corvette C7R, which at max is very similar to the Mazda Furai, especially with the top speed and acceleration being only like 1 or 2 different. The handling, however, is better on the Furai, and the nitro is better on the C7R. I expect it to be slightly better than the Mazda, but probably not better than the TVR Griffith. The Corvette Stingray is fairly close to the Acura in performance, with slightly better top speed and nitro, but slightly worse acceleration and handling. This is going to be a decently high C-Class car, but I would say definitely not a king, although if its handling and agility are good enough, it will probably be decent in multiplayer for, say, Silver and Gold League. Plus, it looks awesome. And then we've got the 4GT Mark II, which has the lowest top speed and the highest acceleration in B-Class. Think of it as kind of a cross between the Scalo Ortega's top speed and acceleration with the Viper ACR's handling and nitro. That sounds like an extremely formidable multiplayer car in the lower leagues, if you ask me. But again, not a class king of any sort. Now we have the Bailey Blade GT1, which I talked about in my previous video as having pretty much the same top speed acceleration and handling max stats as the Trion Nemesis, with the nitro being 25 better at 70 versus just 45. Unfortunately, the drifting is not as good as that of the Trion Nemesis, but is more like the Regueras, which we will see in a race later. And then we've got the secret car of the update, because it wasn't actually talked about in any of the patch notes. It is the SSC Tuatara. You can see this car by getting to the final race in the new Stars and Stripes career season. This car's stock stats are almost exactly the same as the stock stats of the Jesko, with just slightly worse nitro. I'll be interested to see how this car performs. The SRT8 got a well-deserved buff in handling and nitro, which is really where it lacked primarily, and the Hemi Scat Pack got reduced all around. Now I would say its performance matches its rank better. Now let's take a look at the updated multiplayer. Now, multiplayer in and of itself, like the races themselves, haven't really changed, but the UI has changed a little bit. You can see here, you click on rewards and then you can scroll through the league rewards based on the rating, but also some other things have changed as well. You don't see your rating unless you look on the leaderboard. It has been kind of replaced by the score right there up front, which determines getting certain milestones, which I will show you now. There's ones like 50, 100, 200, 300, 400, which are not too difficult to get. I played this season for like an hour and a half and I got all of them. But I can imagine it might be more difficult in limited fuel seasons. This one is an unlimited fuel season with the Bailey Blade GT1. And New York is in the season, so if you would like to try this with a different car than the few that you get in the Stars and Stripes season, this is where you can find it. However, in that hour and a half I played this season, I only found New York twice, and none in the last 45 minutes, so that's kind of strange. Probably just bad luck on my part. But here you can see that it does have a pretty good variety, actually, of straights and curves. Like, the part I'm going through right now is pretty curvy, and then there's some parts that are more like 90-degree turns, but then there are some sections, like toward the beginning of this variant, that have almost completely straight sections for a very long time. So it looks like this track was created so that all kinds of cars, no matter what type, will have places where they are able to pull ahead. StazRS has uploaded a great video showing the best routes on each of the tracks. Kudos to you for practicing them as many times as that must have taken you. But I would say overall it's a pretty fun track, especially once we get to know all the little shortcuts and tricks that we do on all the other tracks. And around these corners we can see that the Bailey's drifting is definitely not as good as that of the Trion Nemesis. It's more like that of the Regera, which is still not bad, but it's not as good as we were expecting. The main issue with this car for me is that it is rather glitchy. A few other minor additions include a report button and a redesigned Shockwave Nitro bar. And at the end of this race, we can see the redesigned multiplayer end screen. Thank you all for watching. Please like the video if you have enjoyed, and consider subscribing for more Asphalt and other games content. And I will see you in my next video. Goodbye!